What if your beloved meets somebody hotter than you? If he does anything, he shouldn't be in a relationship with you. End of story? Sure, let's go. We finished the topic already. No, seriously. What do you do if you're in an intimate relationship? Let's say you're not exactly in the greatest moments of your relationship. So there's conflict, tension. You guys are not getting so well along intimately. And then in a certain social gathering or context, your beloved, your partner, meets somebody hotter than you. What do you do? Hi, this is Liana, Holistic Intimacy Coach. Welcome back to my channel. Here, I help you get your orgasmic intimacy. Let's talk about this one. This is something that not many people will openly say, but this one gets on a lot of our nerves. Okay? And today this was triggered for me because I opened Red Note, Xiaohongshu, and I made myself an account, and then I saw in my scrolls a lot of these tall, thin, long, thin-legged women, and that's what kills me because I'm not tall, I'm not thin, I'm none of that. So I said, you know what, let's talk about it. Okay, the first thing that you need to know, there's always somebody hotter than everybody or than anybody. Okay, even those tall, long-legged, thin-legged women, there's always somebody hotter than them. And if you're a guy watching this, even the really tall and toned up and super pretty boy, there's always somebody hotter than that guy. I guarantee it. On this planet, there's always somebody hotter than anybody. So, while we understand this, I need to tell you the first thing. Never enter relationships where you're only just a hot thing. And never get into a relationship with somebody only because they are a hot thing. Thing, quote unquote, okay, for lack of better words. Because there's always somebody hotter than you or always somebody hotter than the other person, okay? There's always somebody hotter. A relationship, an intimate relationship, needs to be built on more than just somebody's hotness, more than just somebody's physical features. Otherwise, at a certain point, either one of you or both of you can encounter somebody hotter. And they're just going to repeat that cycle because there's always going to be somebody hotter than the one that is hotter. And, you know, we're going to go down this loop indefinitely. So an intimate relationship needs to be more than just about physicality. Sure, that has to be there, obviously. If you can't touch the person, if you can't stand the thought of being touched by the person, can't go further, but it's not the only reason, okay? You're in an intimate relationship. Number two, no matter who you are, let's say petite, not necessarily slim, let's say aging, I'm 42 here, so I'm not getting any younger. Whatever you do, whoever you are out there on the planet, it's important to build your confidence over time. In this case, in terms of physicality, it's important that you find as many occasions as life gives you where you feel hot according to your own assessment or standards or appreciation. Okay? So you need to embody the hot version of you in as many times as you possibly can. Over time, this will give you the certainty that in your vision, in your eyes, according to your standards or in your perspective, you are hot. This is important. Even if there's always somebody hotter than you, and there's always somebody hotter than the one that is hotter than you, even in that situation, you need to build your confidence in your hotness over time. In your low moments, that confidence is the one that will also shield you, aside from the fact that you know that there's always somebody hotter, even compared to the person that now seems hotter than you. This will always shield you from losing your self-esteem and from showing or doing something that is not going to be beneficial to you or the relationship in those moments. Okay, the worst times that this hits is when you're in a rough patch in your relationship. You're on a dry zone. I don't know if this is accurately spoken in English. In Romanian, you're on dry. Basically, you're not having any fun. Or simply when you're in an argument, which is building up over a few days or something like that. So when there's a sensitive place, period, time in your relationship, if you meet somebody hotter, this can, how do I say this? Put more pressure on something that is already putting pressure on you. And in those weak moments, you might say or do something because of lack of confidence that will not only be detrimental to the relationship, but maybe to your self-esteem. Maybe you will later regret it because down the line you see that, everybody's hotter than everybody else, or there's always somebody hotter than anybody. And maybe it's not the case to give in just to hotness ratings. And lastly, I think we all need to learn to honor our lows. Okay, even those hot people, hotter than us, they have their low moments. Okay, they have bad hair days, they have breakouts on their skin, maybe they get bloated, maybe they gain a few pounds, maybe something, I don't know, that makes them less attractive. So every human being has also low moments in the case of physicality or hotness, moments when they are not so hot, they are not so attractive, they are not so magnetic. Or there's always somebody that doesn't like the one that is hotter than you. Okay, there's always somebody that will like you, not the one that is hotter than you. In your opinion, hotter than you. Okay, so this is, I think I should have started with this one, but this is relative. There's no absolute hot person that is universally hot or attractive to everybody. Okay, that doesn't exist. So there's always somebody that doesn't like the one that is hotter than you. That needs to be also, I don't know, this message needs to land there somewhere. But also, we need to honor our lows. Every single human being on this planet has low moments in terms of attraction. Also, another reality that all of us need to get accustomed to, the more we age, the more our looks wane. I'm sorry, it happens. It just happens, okay? It sucks. We start to get wrinkles, fine wrinkles. What we start to do, our skin starts to sag. We start to lose facial fat, and we kind of don't look so plump and so fresh anymore. Our hair starts to go gray, or we start to lose them, and so on. That's something that a lot of young people are never ready for because nobody talks to them about these things. And they exclude older people in general. They just call them old and that's it. They never think that those people were also young like they were, and that everybody is young once and then everybody gets older and older and older, and therefore loses their youth beauty. That said, we're more than just the level of hotness that we have in us. Again, I don't know if this is how you say it in English, but I trust that you get my point. Never place your bets on just how hot you look. Never. And never get into a relationship with somebody just based on how they look, whether it's how they do their hair, their makeup, clothes, or just their physical features. Never base a relationship, an intimate relationship or any kind of relationship, just on image. That is the worst bet that you can make. Base your relationships, including your intimate relationship, on more than just the physical or visual impression. Always, always, always. Besides, in intimacy, I'm not sure if you realize this, but the hottest moments, intimately speaking, are the ones where your makeup just doesn't make sense anymore. I mean, if you have a lot of makeup, it might just go crazy, so you're better off without it. Your hair is gonna get in all possible directions. You're gonna be sweating. You're not gonna be focusing so much on how you look. That needs to be said. The hottest, the most intense, passionate, intimate moments are the ones where maybe you don't look as if ready to do a photo shoot for a magazine or something. Okay? I know you know this. I'm repeating it so that it lands better. Okay, that being said, I encourage you to join my community where I have all kinds of practices, including for sexuality. All right? Just join, especially for women, but guys can also join. And do the recorded practices these days as I'm publishing this video. I'm also doing live practices for the month of January 2025. I'm also doing live practices. If you can join the lives, awesome. If not, I'm putting the recordings also. Always remember, there's always somebody hotter than you, and there's always somebody who doesn't like the one that is hotter than you, but they like you. Okay? It's valid for everybody. Hopefully you also like that person back. That's another thing. We can talk about reciprocity in another video, but for now, just remember, there's always somebody hotter than you, but that doesn't have to be the end of the world. And never, ever, ever base your relationship just on hotness. Instead, base it on other things, especially how hot you feel, not how hot you look, but how hot you feel with somebody. Totally different things. Completely different things. That's it. See you next time, and see you on Patreon. Bye.